The second edition of the Balsam Podcasts here.
This has been brought to us by Oof.
I'm Justin.
I'm Roderick.
I'm Matt.
And let's get started. So,
Right.
what was the topic we had lined up for today, boys?
Sleeping around
Sleeping around.
or some shit.
And how we
Yep.
feel about that?
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's not really something I would want to be doing. You know, sleeping around with a bunch of different girls. It seems kind of sleazy. You know, sleazy and gross.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. You know, I think sometimes, it's definitely a big part of American culture.
Yeah.
I can't really speak for other cultures, but American culture is certainly very, very built around sex and the nature of that, and
This is true.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, and you know, a lot of people have a lot of sex. That's for sure.
Indeed.
And
For a good reason.
For a good reason.
I mean, I see it as like having two moods. You know, there's the mood of like, this is nasty and very risky, and then there's the other mood of, damn, she's hot.
Yeah,
Let's
I agree. There's definitely that sort of, you know, that sort of persona, I guess you could say, that everyone, or at least every guy has. I mean, certainly a lot of girls too, but
Yeah, girls too.
pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, most girls aren't typically as open about it, though. I think is what the difference is girls typically aren't as open about it, but.
I guess it would be like more socially accepted for a guy to be like open about his
Yeah.
sexuality. Because
Yeah.
if a girl does it, it's like she's a slut.
She's a
Yeah.
slut, yeah.
But if a guy does it,
yeah.
He's
he's
like,
cool.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
He's someone to look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess like the definite like first con that comes to mind with the idea of sleeping around is like either getting someone pregnant or like getting some kind of STD for sleeping with the wrong sleazy gal.
Yeah.
Or just something like that. Like that would be kind of like the main con that would be like, okay, that's not something I would want to do.
You also don't know like what sleazy gal you may be getting into. It could be like a crazy one. Like,
Well,
That's
that is
true. Yeah. She could be crazy. She could be full of STDs. It's certainly not something you want to, certainly not a road that you want to go down.
or and vice versa. You know, ladies, if you're like wanting to sleep around, maybe you run into a guy that's
Yeah, definitely.
a dick.
That's certainly possible. There's a lot of guys that take advantage of girls that they meet, and
Yeah.
certainly that type of guy. I think the main thing for me is I don't really see the practicality of wanting to do that all the time. I mean, I can see like evolutionarily, I guess, how you would want to do that, but biologically how you want to do that, like what drives you to, but just if you think about it practically with the risks certainly, I don't think they really outweigh the reward at all. There's too many things that could go wrong for just, you know, some fleeting feeling, you know,
Right.
basically.
And I mean, definitely when I think of just having, you know, just casual sex, it
Mhm.
definitely has the thought of like, it's gonna like leave you empty at the end of the day because,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really getting any like emotional connection out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
fueling the sexual desire, and at the end of the day, you're just like, you just feel bad about it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I feel like when you have sex in a relationship, like there's more. Sex is more of an additive instead of being the content of the whole relationship.
Right.
Yeah, it's something that you do.
Yeah.
It's like
Something that makes the relationship
Yeah.
better,
Mm.
you know.
a hobby that you do with your significant other.
Well, I don't know if you want to call it a hobby, but if you want to call it a hobby, I guess.
So you say, if somebody asks you, like, what are your hobbies? You're like, well, I like to go hiking, I like to, you know, I like to go sailing, and I like to have sex.
I like to have sex
With my wife.
with my wife.
We have sex at the end of the hike.
Yeah. I don't know, that's pretty much, like I said, it's pretty much an additive. I think in a relationship, it's basically an additive. It's like the salt of the relationship almost, I think. It's not really necessary for a good relationship, but I think it definitely, definitely makes things better. Especially if it's a person that you have a deep emotional connection with.
That's when it's making love and not just sex.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just making it, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where that phrase comes from.
It's something worthwhile. And not just meaningless.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess you can have you have that feeling too that whenever or the experience that when you're done, you actually are interested in the person that's lying next to you.
Yeah.
Whenever there's no more sexual desire, at least for that time being, you're actually interested in the person that's laying next to you. Whereas if the relationship is just built around sex, then
you kick them out.
It's just like, well, what do we do now?
So it's like, yeah, it's like if you're watching porn or something and masturbating. And afterward, you just feel like, why did I just do that?
Yeah. It's not a redeeming feeling.
No, not at all.
It's definitely not a redeeming feeling. I remember Jordan Peterson mentioning that in one of his videos. How it's not, it's definitely not a redeeming.
No. Yeah, and then you just desensitize yourself over time.
Yeah.
And that can cause erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Because they've rewired their brain to only want to get hard to what they are accustomed to in porn.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yep.
Certainly not good.
It gives porn also gives unrealistic expectations too.
Yeah, that's true. It can give unrealistic expectations, definitely.
Yeah.
So don't watch porn.
No, don't watch porn. If you can use your imagination, that's often much better.
Watch porn when you can eat corn.
Exactly. Anytime you want to watch porn, just remember that line and go eat some corn.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it first here.
And go listen to some corn.
Go listen to some corn. Oh man. I think something else to think about in regard to this topic is sometimes it's kind of hard to describe. I guess you also have the issue of, I guess whenever you have a really clingy girl or something,
mm-hmm.
and you just like the movie we watched last night, you can't get rid of her,
oh yeah,
and it's always so annoying to have that, and if you're not upfront about the fact that you only wanted it to be sexual,
yes.
If you're not upfront about that, then that can happen. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It could be a mess.
Then that could definitely cause some emotional
you have to be
pain
adults.
for her, and you have to be adults about it.
Be adults and establish what you're trying to do in the beginning before anything even happens.
Yeah,
that's definitely very important. Just any disparity in that, it just causes a bunch of pain. Really, that's all it really does.
Yep.
There's a lack of expectations, or just having the wrong expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. But yeah, just definitely a big part of the culture, that's for sure. Just with stuff like Tinder and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there Tinder in Japan?
Probably.
I'm sure see why there wouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
What if it's banned?
Might be in China.
So anyway, Tinder.
Yes, Tinder. That's an interesting. It's an interesting app. I don't really know.
And me and Roger talked about that on the last podcast. What's your view on Tinder?
It's something. It's something.
It allows you to have some interesting conversations.
Yeah, it definitely provides some conversation.
And some fun.
Yeah, like I said, it definitely, at least in recent years, is I guess more of a tool to just allow people to sleep around.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an enabler for that.
It's like an enabler
issue.
for that. Yeah, it's like an enabler for that issue. I don't know. No, I can't see myself meeting the love of my life on Tinder.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I can't see myself doing that at all. So
like it's very possible, but like I don't know. I just see meeting in person as better. Which I mean, you can meet them in person, but just meeting without the app.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do you guys think are like the worst kind of like effects just of like this culture of like people sleeping around and whatnot?
I think it alienates a certain population of men who either just can't get females for whatever reason, or just don't want to participate in this culture. I think it alienates both of those groups of people, which, because it's almost like it's expected of you as a guy, and for someone who doesn't want to participate in that culture, it definitely feels alienating at some points, but I feel like it's definitely better overall not to participate. But yeah, I think that's probably the main thing that I can think of, at least. And I guess
you just have to hop in.
Hop in?
And not alienate yourself.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I can force myself to do those types of things that I just don't really want to do, I mean...
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
I definitely get that. Because, I'd be definitely looking for some kind of meaningful connection with someone.
Yeah, that's...
Before I would feel like I really wanted to have sex with them. And not to say that I wouldn't feel like I wanted to with just, some attractive girl that I see, but it's like...
A good personality sweetens the deal.
Yeah,
definitely.
It does. I mean, if I did do something like that, just like have sex with some random attractive girl, like it would definitely be more of kind of like a, just, I don't know, more like a guilty pleasure kind of thing, I guess. It'd just be like, oh, okay, like, what the heck? But then I would just be like, that ain't me. I'm not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would kind of be where I stand there.
There's also like physically attractive girls that can become not so much after like meeting them.
Yeah, I think that definitely happens with me. Like we talked about the other day, like most of the girls that I meet that are like physically attractive,
bad breath.
I'm no longer attracted to them after I talk to them, because they're either uninteresting or dumb.
Yeah.
So, which I think that can probably apply to just most of the population in general, not just girls.
And for me, I'd say it's like they become unattractive when I see like how much of a bitch they are.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we're just like, when they, I don't know, yeah, just when they're like, they just don't really connect with you well, and they just seem like, just this, like you said, just boring, I guess. Like they just kind of become bland if you don't have more of like a connection beyond their attractiveness or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's that, I guess. What else is there to discuss with that, or with anything?
How would you feel about sleeping around in another country?
Now,
like say we went to South Korea.
Oh man, that's my weakness.
Yeah, Matt loves the Asian girls.
So. Yeah, very much. I don't know.
You might have to just do it, wouldn't you?
They're more respectable over there. There's less risk.
Okay, so part of me still thinks that I wouldn't want to, but then there's another part of me, the adventurous part of me, that wants to have that experience, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with the two moods.
Yeah, it's the adventurous part of me that wants to have that experience definitely wants to do that, but then the logical part of me kicks in and it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a good idea. So I have this like battle within myself, I guess.
I feel like any guy really has that because, I mean, like, you know, you have those sexual desires.
Yeah.
Really anyone has those sexual desires. Like,
yeah.
It's not just guys, but it's just like,
yeah.
You know, you might see certain people who you're very attracted to and it's like, oh, you know, hey, like, look at that. But then, you know, I mean, you realize you can't just like you can't have sex with everybody. Obviously, like there's a like you said, there's like that side that you look at these attractive people that you know you may know of, and then there's another side of you that's like, well, you know, obviously, realistically, I can't go after them all. I can't.
Yeah.
This is not really gonna work this way, or at least I wouldn't want to pursue that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Certainly. Yeah, that's certainly an interesting question. I think...
I mean, it doesn't have to be, like, just all of the girls in South Korea, but, like, just say you, like, go to a certain setting and then there's one gal that comes along.
I don't know. It'd be hard to say no in those sort of circumstances, but I feel like another part of me thinks that you can kind of separate that and have, say, like, you know, if you do go to another country, then it's like, you know, what happens in said country stays in said country.
I was wondering if you were going there. Like, you come back to America, like, that didn't happen.
No, then you just come back to America and you're like...
That didn't happen.
Well, you know...
That was my side quest.
That's like a side quest. Yeah, it's like, it's not part of the main quest, so it's like, it's almost irrelevant in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's like in Elder Scrolls where, like, you can have different bounties in different areas.
Definitely.
You're wanted in, like, Riften, but then you go to Whiterun and you're an innocent man.
Yeah, so...
Your
body count's like 48 in Korea.
But like here, it's like, you know, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything. Yeah, I know. That's a good question, though.
Like, what about this hypothetical? Like, what if, say... What if, say, all right, well, let's say that, like, there's this really attractive girl that you really like, you know, and let's say you've been attracted to her for a while, you know, you think she's pretty cool, maybe you guys are even, like, pretty close friends, or just, you know, you're friendly with each other, and she comes to you one day, and she's like, hey, I just want to have, like, I just want to have some sex, like just no strings attached. Let's just fuck. like how would you feel about that?
I don't know. That's a hard one because I feel like no strings attached is not realistic, even if it's part of the deal. I still don't think it's ever realistic. You know.
I mean, it can be.
I don't think so. I don't think no strings attached actually exists. Like,
I mean, look at the guys that we know that have, like, gotten their numbers up to...
Well, yeah, but even with them, like, I'm sure that they have to deal with, like, pregnancy scares and, like, that type of thing, and deal with, like, crazy girls, like, coming back, like, resurfacing, like, in their lives or something like that. Like, I think there's definitely... Also, I mean, like, emotionally, too. I don't think, you know... Girls are typically a lot more emotional about that type of thing than guys. So I just, especially for a girl, I don't think, you know, there could be no strings attached.
So you think like they wouldn't be able to like set their emotions aside?
Yeah, even if they said, hey, let's do this, no strings attached, I think that's unrealistic. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
You could be right. I guess
it's a case by case thing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really know because like I mean I've never really. Like,
if it's like
it's hard to prove
if it's
that.
if it's like 40 people, then yeah, that's definitely bound to happen.
Yeah, it's hard to like. That's obviously something that's intangible and like it can't actually be proven, but I think it makes sense at least as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely something that's like in the back of my mind when it comes to stuff like that.
Indeed.
Which is where the establishing the relationship comes in.
Yeah, I guess.
Or DTRing.
Yeah, DTRing.
Defining.
Defining the relationship. I guess. I don't know.
Just gotta get him to like sign a contract. You know, like
yes.
A legally binding contract.
Yeah, I know a guy. Anyways.
That's some 50 Shades of Grey stuff right there.
Some Christian Grey shit.
Christian Grey. Yeah.
Those movies were...
Oh, they were awful.
Yeah.
They were definitely terrible.
That was the worst experience we could have had.
Yeah.
You guys watch those movies?
Yeah, we watched it.
Against our will?
With some friends.
Oh.
Who were female friends who just thought Christian Grey was hot.
Basically, yeah. After watching those movies, I was basically like, porn would have been better than this, honestly, just straight up porn. Because that's pretty much what the movies are anyways, so.
Sounds interesting.
I don't recommend them.
Definitely not something I want to see. Just interesting in a way of, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That existed and was like a really popular thing.
Yeah. I think they called it like mommy porn is what I saw, is what they called it.
Gross.
Yeah.
I see like people, like, back when I was on Facebook more, I would see people share stuff like, what's your label or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you a little or a brat or some shit?
Oh, yeah.
Like
what does that mean?
It's like the BDSM.
BDSM stuff, yeah. Have you never heard of that? Oh, well, that's our next discussion right there is
I feel like I'm walking in like uncharted waters here or something.
I forget.
I've
heard
of that, but I don't know a lot about it.
Let me Google it real quick. I don't remember it's an acronym, but let me Google it. Let's see here. BDSM.
Yeah, I can't remember all of the labels, but usually people will just go and comment.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's bondage, dominism, sadism, and masochism.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Something like that. I think that's what it stands for.
That's, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's basically...
It's just all that like crazy.
Involving like bondage, dominance, discipline, submission, all that type of stuff.
I think there's like a lot of role playing.
You have like a dominating person.
Just like the theory behind that or something.
Yeah, you have like a dominant person and a submissive person.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get all that.
I don't know if I'd really feel like doing that though. Like, I think I just want to like just have sex.
Yeah.
But it's just like defining the roles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It typically goes along with like signing some kind of contract because, I mean, like pain is involved, so you don't want like the other person going and like calling the police on you. You know, you want to make sure like consent is like legally established, like on paper, especially in those types of situations. So,
consent.
Yeah.
I really don't have much to say about any of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really understand why people who do that type of thing, I don't know.
Maybe you can try it.
They're looking for a thrill.
South Korea.
No, I don't think I'll be trying that. I don't think that'll happen. Yep. I don't think that'll happen.
Trying to live on the wild side.
Live on the wild side.
Yeah. You know.
I don't think so.
What's your favorite flavor of pho?
Favorite pho?
Yeah.
That was random, but I just like, I think there's one at the place that I normally go to that has like, just like regular beef and like meatballs they're like cut up into like little quarters of like a meatball. That's really good. It also has like the like beef tendon in it too. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's probably my favorite. My favorite one.
Is there a name for it?
I think it's just like the number 17 on the menu or something like that. Like the 17.
17.
Yeah, I was just saying I want like the 7. I think it might be 17. I don't know. It could be. It's either 17 or 13. I just want the 17 large is what I say. A large 17.
Yeah, I just remember you took me to that place and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What is the place?
Pho 77.
Pho 777?
777.
I've never ever heard of that before.
Oh, it's in Conover.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right before I met up with you that day when we played Mario Party.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I recommend it. We'll have to go. We'll go sometime.
We'll be the only...
We'll be the only white people in there. That was funny. But what's your favorite pho? Is that the only time you've had it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only time
Okay.
I've had it. I don't know what number I got.
Okay. Have you had pho?
It had like tripe in it or something.
I barely even like know what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, what is pho?
It's like a Vietnamese.
You made that up.
No, it's real.
Vietnamese.
It's 100% real.
Never heard of it.
It's like a Vietnamese version of ramen.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
And it's like rice noodles, and it comes in like a chicken broth or something like that. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's like a dirty soup.
Like a chicken broth. Yeah, kind of. And it comes with like
There are better pictures.
whatever kind of meat, like meat and like I don't know. It's like any kind of meat. You can get like beef or chicken or anything like that. It's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
it's pretty cheap. It's like $8 for like a huge bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
It's
whatever
really
I
good.
had some tripe in it, and that was very good.
Oh yeah, the tripe. That's cow.
Yeah, cow.
Cow stomach, I think is what.
Cow
it is.
stomach.
That's tripe. Yeah.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Dang.
It sounds it sounds bad.
I know it sounds. I'm sure it's better than it sounds.
But it sounds bad, but it's actually pretty good.
It's
actually
making my
pretty
mouth water.
It's pretty good.
Speaking of food, like, if you were starving, and like, you got the opportunity to like finally eat a meal, you know, what meal are you gonna pick? Like, oh man, like I can't wait to eat it.
Oh. Like a desert, you just came off of a desert island.
Yeah,
type
it's like,
situation.
all right, what do you want to eat, buddy? And you pick anything.
I'm going with homemade chicken pie,
Okay.
macaroni and cheese,
All right.
mashed potatoes,
Oh, yes.
and green beans.
All right.
Oh, that's a meal right there.
That does sound pretty
meal.
good.
Yeah, that would be mine, I think.
Are we just like creating a meal?
Yeah, well, like if you had just come from eating, like you were just starving, and then like you had to be introduced to food again, like what would be like the first thing you would want?
I'm gonna have some like hibachi chicken, some ramen, some white rice, an egg roll, some like sweet and sour chicken. Yeah, I really like Asian food, by the way.
We couldn't tell. That's why I figured you would really like the pho whenever I took you. When I took you there.
Maybe some chun-li.
With an Asian girl on the side.
Yeah. Nikki from 88 Rising.
There you go.
Well, Justin, what would be your meal?
Probably just eat like a nice juicy cheeseburger.
Oh,
That's
classic American.
Heck yeah, like
Classic American dish.
like sometimes when I'm really hungry, like I just want like some good filling meat, and I
Yeah.
love cheeseburgers, so like that's where I would want to get it. You know.
There you go. That's a good one. Oh man, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah. I'll talk more about that after this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Talking about food was like definitely the way to get hungry. But anyway.
What about like one superpower that you would have
No,
if
that's
you're offered?
that's an interesting topic, and it's like okay, so if you had to pick a superpower, like you could just like make something up, right?
Yeah.
You could just be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
No holds barred.
Shape-shifting.
Shape-shifting?
That would be pretty cool. And
that's a cool one.
Very far up on my list, but explain like why you would pick that.
Because I'm very big into werewolves, and like being a werewolf involves like shape-shifting, and I grew up really into werewolf stuff, and I just like the idea of like being part human, part wolf. But in my idea of shape-shifting, it's just like anything you see, you can turn into it, basically.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Any person or anything, or any animal.
What about like anything you touch?
Oh. You have
like,
to touch it.
Like touch it.
Oh, like I have to touch it to turn into it.
Oh, that'd be
like
kind of a handicap.
Because otherwise, like, what if you just like looked at a picture or something?
Yeah.
I mean, like...
I guess like then at that point, like your mind could like invent it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Touching it would be like a handicap. Like that would be weird. You just go up to someone and touch them, but like I don't think they're really gonna care too much after you touch them when they see that you've like turned into them.
Yeah.
Other things are gonna be going through their mind then, and then.
I mean, well, you'd have to layer that into your strategy if you were like fighting like a supervillain, and you wanted to like turn into them. If he had like some minions or something around, and you want to like turn into him to confuse the minions or something like that, then you'd have to actually like get close enough to touch him. So that'd be part of like had to be part of your strategy.
Kind of similar to like Kevin 11, because he could like absorb the power of anything he touched. He didn't. Well, I mean, he kind of turned into it, but yeah, I'm not gonna go on a tangent about Ben 10.
If you can do that, would you just look like whatever you wanted to, or would you gain the power of whatever you are, like the qualities and like the abilities of whatever you were?
I was thinking more in terms of like looking like them.
Right.
But I mean, if you,
I'm just clarifying.
I mean, if you can, I would say both. Like, if you shapeshift into them, then yeah, you would like look like them and have like whatever ability they have. Like you're them, basically.
So you're not talking about just shapeshifting. You're talking about like turning into someone else at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That's because that's
That'd
like
be pretty
I
OP,
I think there's like a distinction there. I mean, but it's like it's like a superpower. So I mean, I guess
it's pretty darn super. Like,
yeah, I guess
it certainly would be.
It can be whatever you want. All right, Dustin, what's yours?
I mean, like the one I always like imagined was kind of one I just made up on my own, was where you could like control the air.
Like airbending?
Like complete control over air. But like it was this thing I created all in my mind. Like,
oh, okay.
Like not only can you like blow wind and stuff.
Okay.
And like, but you can force the air like any way you want. Like you could pressurize the air.
Oh, okay.
Like let's say theoretically you could like pressurize the air molecules so much that you could like it would be like a solid object that you could stand on.
Oh.
So then you could like run into the sky just like on these steps that you made out of the air.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's pretty cool.
It's like I've imagined that for myself, and then like you know, let's say it's like you're like trying to fight with your air ability or something. You just like you just like make a real hard air thing around your fist or something. A real powerful punch, or you just like blow pressurized air. Exactly, you blow pressurized air. Just like straight into someone, just blow them away.
Yeah.
Blow them away. Like yes, exactly. That's pretty much what I imagined for myself. Like that was kind of like just this superpower I invented. But definitely shapeshifting's up there on my list, and then just the straight up ability to like fly would be super neat.
I guess you could probably fly if you had like control of air.
Well, you could. That's the thing. That would be one of the perks of it. You basically could fly.
Yeah.
You could because you'd have control of the air.
What was that idea you guys came up with the shapeshifting? I guess so it's not as OP, like you have to...
You just have to...
So like if you want to be something, you have to like touch them?
You have to physically touch it,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just thinking like in terms of like what would kind of make it more, I don't know... Balanced, yeah.
Like if it were in a video game, you have to like touch somebody.
Okay, yeah.
I think mine would probably be teleportation.
And that, I almost forgot about that.
100%.
Yeah.
Teleportation.
That would be
like no, there's no other superpower that's even close for me, just because I don't know, just because sheer. It's just so useful, like.
Yeah, you want to go somewhere.
You just
anywhere instantaneously, just like.
Yeah, well, like I think kind of how I envision it is like if you've ever seen the movie Jumper. Have you seen that movie?
No.
with Hayden Christensen, the dude from Star Wars who plays Anakin when he's older.
Okay.
Yeah. But like in the movie he has to look at the place or like a picture of the place that he wants to go. So like in the movie, like if you go in his apartment, he has like pictures of like thousands of different places in his apartment, like up on the walls. So
is it like the type of thing where like, let's say you want to let's say you want to go to Japan and like you have like a picture of somewhere in Japan, I guess you would like look at that picture and then you would teleport to that specific place.
You don't know, I guess, and I think in the movie, I don't think he didn't necessarily have to look at the picture. He only had to look at the picture when he didn't know like where it was. If he already like had an idea of what it was in his mind, then he could go there.
And then at that point, it becomes sort of like a fast travel type of thing. Like you go from there, like where you teleport, and then you're familiar with it, and then you can just
basically. So he
fast travel there.
Yeah,
like
just like Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yeah,
Steve from Blue's Clues.
Just skidoos into the pictures.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think that would definitely be mine. It's pretty cool. There's like that's a really good example of like someone who has like teleportation powers is that movie, because it's, I don't know, and in the movie too, like he has to be able to like concentrate too, which I guess would be like kind of a drawback, because if somebody can like take advantage of your concentration, then like you wouldn't be able to like teleport.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would definitely say like teleportation and shapeshifting are like super cool.
Yeah.
I guess like mine was just one that I made up in my head that I liked.
No, that's a good one.
But your guys is like, those would both be amazing to have. Like,
I'm sure one we can all agree that we wouldn't want is the power to read minds.
Yeah, I would not want that ever.
No, that would be.
I think any reasonable person would not want to be able to do that.
Yeah. I don't have any interest of reading anybody else's thoughts.
Like, they keep it in for a reason. Like,
exactly,
everybody's got stuff in their mind. If it got out, they'd be a completely different person. Like, the
yeah.
world would be terrible. It would just be way more terrible than it ever
is
gonna be. Oh my god.
We have private thoughts for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's definitely a good thing.
Like, just imagine like you just walk into the calf. And then, like, you just, like, all of these thoughts
just get bombarded
bombarded with a bunch of thoughts.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, I guess, like, the only way that would be somewhat positive is, like, if you just had to fully concentrate on one person to read their mind, and otherwise you'd be fine. Like, that... Because if you could do that, then I guess, there would be certain... it still wouldn't be something you would really...
It could still be disturbing.
You wouldn't really want to know what people are thinking, but it would just... I don't know, like, I guess there would be certain times where it would really be beneficial to know what someone's thinking. I don't know.
If you're taking, like, a hard test and then there's the kid that gets A's on all of them, then you can, like, read his mind while he's taking it.
Mm-hmm. There's like some movie, I don't remember what it's called, but, like, this guy, his relationship with his wife is, like, just going down the drain, like, just, like, crumbling, and he somehow gains the ability to read people's minds, and so he's able to like read her mind and like see exactly what she wants, and he like fixes their relationship because he can read her mind, so he knows like exactly what like she wants, and the things that in her mind he's doing wrong or whatever, and
right,
so he can like fix those things, and he ends up like fixing their relationship.
That could be pretty useful.
Yeah, so I think that could be useful, but like definitely, I think the cons outweigh the pros on that one. Certainly.
What if he's like reading her mind, and then she's like thinking to herself, like, man, like that guy at work was pretty hot today.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty.
That would be one primary example. I'd be terrible to have.
Yeah, that'd be pretty disheartening. I feel like certainly. Yep. Oh,
man. So, like, other than that, what would be, like, some other worse superpowers to have.
Worse.
It would be like would actually be superpowers, but it would just not be good.
There's a guy in the show My Hero Academia, who his name is Mineta.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He has like the balls that just stick to everything.
He like takes them out of his head.
Yeah, you can pull them out of his head. That's a horrible superpower. It's an awful superpower. It's only useful for like a very small amount of cases.
Yeah, I need to indulge more into that show.
It's pretty good, but that was the first example that came to my mind. But and then have you guys seen the movie Sky High?
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's the kid who can shapeshift, but only into a guinea pig.
I remember that.
Yeah, you can shapeshift, but only into a guinea pig. Or it might be a her, I don't know, but
yeah, I remember that.
They can shapeshift only into a guinea pig.
That was pretty.
That's a pretty bad one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, if not shapeshifting for me, then like Chronicle powers.
Oh yeah, from the movie Chronicle.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love the main character.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So like the worst superpower I just thought of is like a superpower where, let's say you could like, there'd be some sort of helicopter type thing. Like you can use your arms as like propellers to like helicopter you up somewhere. But the thing about it is, that's all you have. Like your body isn't special. You can just do that. So every time, like your bones just break. Like your shoulder gets like dislocated. Yeah. So like you have to like you do it once and then like you have to heal for like for a few months. Like,
gotcha.
It'd be like you have this amazing skill, like it's like a superpower, but your body is just a human body.
Yeah.
Oh, like you're like something or just something like super. I don't know, let's say super strength or something, but like every time you did a punch, it just like broke your arm. Like your body's human, but you have like these superhuman abilities. That's just what I came up with in my head.
It's like go up and punch this dude in the face and he like gets knocked back, but then your hand is just broken.
Yep. There's another guy in that show in My Hero who he can shoot a laser, but only out of his belly button. Only out of his belly button, so they call him Naval Laser.
Oh man.
And another like power that I just thought of like from One Piece is like there's this guy who has like this devil fruit power where he can turn into a jacket. and that's it. Like people can just wear him.
Oh my!
And then they can like use his body to fight, but it's like he's just a jacket that they put on.
That's funny.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's actually pretty fun. But anyway.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's would be some horrible superpowers.
Yeah, you just turn into a jacket just to keep your allies warm.
No, you you turn into a jacket so you can lay yourself over the puddle for the pretty girl.
She just walks all over you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Be assertive. Don't be the doormat.
Don't be the doormat.
I'm imagining that'd be like a hilarious scene from like where just like the guy, people just have random powers. This guy just turned into he's with his girl. He like turned into the jacket over the puddle, and she can walk. He steps on him. He's like ah.
Yep. Oh man. That's a funny one. Oh
man. But yeah, that's. Well, guess we could wrap it up there.
Is that it?
If we're content wrapping it up here.
Yeah, that's good.
And I guess.
All right.
Until the next one. Until next time.
Until next time.
This was the Balsam Podcast number 2.